Hello, and welcome to LSET Tech Bytes.
Today we will create a random joke generator app. Let's take a look at the code for this app. We start with the document type declaration, which tells the browser that this is an HTML5 document. Moving on to the opening of the HTML tag, we specify the language attribute as English with lang English. Within the head section, we have the character set meta tag specifying adivate encoding for proper character rendering. The viewport meta tag ensures the page is scaled correctly on different devices. The title tag sets the title of the web page to random joke generator. In the body section, we have a div element with a class of container to hold the main content. Inside the div, there's an h1 heading element displaying random joke generator as the title. Following that, there's a paragraph p with the id joke displaying the message "click the button below to generate a joke." Lastly, we have a button element with the ID generate button and the text generate jokes as the button label. And that's the HTML code for our random joke generator app. Alright, now let's dive into the CSS styling for our random joke generator app. Here's a breakdown of the CSS code. First, the body selector applies styles to the entire page. We've set the font family to Arial, Helvetica, Sans Serif for the text, removed any margin and padding around the body, and used Flexbox to vertically and horizontally center the content. The height property is set to 100 VH to make sure the container fills the entire viewport, and the background color is a light shade of gray. The container class styles our main content area. It has a white background, some padding, rounded corners, and a subtle box shadow to give it a raised appearance. The text within this container is centered. The h1 tag inside the container has some bottom margin to create space below it. The joke ID targets the paragraph inside the container and gives it a maximum width of 500 pixels, a font size of 20 pixels, and some bottom margin for spacing. Lastly, the generate button ID styles the button. It has a green background color, white text, padding for the inside spacing, borderless design, and rounded corners. And the cursor changes to a pointer on hover. That covers the CSS styling for our random joke generator app. Now let's dive into the JavaScript implementation to find out how we can enhance the functionality of our application. We have a script block that contains the functionality for generating a random joke when the button is clicked. Here's the breakdown. We first use document.getElement by ID generate button to target the generate joke button, and then attach an event listener to it using add event listener. This listener waits for a click event on the button. When the button is clicked, the function within the add event listener block runs. It initiates a fetch request to the https:/officialjokeapi.appspot.com/randomjokeapi, which returns a random joke in JSON format. The response from the API is handled with a promise. The first, then block converts the response to JSON format. The second, then block receives the JSON data and updates the content of the element with the ID joke with the setup and punchline of the joke received from the API. In case there's an error during the fetch request, the catch block logs the error to the console and updates the joke element with a message indicating that the joke fetch has failed. And that's the JavaScript code for our random joke generator app. Now let's see how it works. As you can see, when we click on the button, new jokes are generated. If you have any further questions or need additional details, feel free to ask in the comment box. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to our channel for more updates.